If you are just starting out finding a suitable sourcing platform for your business, you probably wondered which one is better, Pinduoduo or 1688. And if you have never heard of these platforms, let me fill you in. So 1688 is the B2B version of Alibaba, but for the domestic mainland Chinese market. Pinduoduo is actually recently launched and is more of like a social media buying platform. You can buy retail goods at the price of wholesale pricing. So let's start. The first thing we're going to assess is the UI. Let's start with 1688. It is easy to use, especially if you have used Taobao before. You can search by product or by factory. You can buy the products in bulk, which I actually love. And there are filtering options that are nice, for example, like pricing, location, and the time the supplier takes to ship after purchase. I love that you can search by photo, but everything is in Chinese. Now going with Pinduoduo, it can be a little bit confusing because it's not like the typical platforms. It lacks a cart function. I know, right? There's like no way to add to the cart. There is a method to do it, but you kind of have to jump through hoops. You cannot buy in bulk. You can only buy one at a time. If you don't know how the platform works, it can be hard to purchase the right product and the right pricing. It's like Groupon or group buying, where you can't buy at a discounted rate until somebody else that is interested in the product buys it as well. So it can be confusing. You can search the products by photo, which I love, and everything is in Chinese. So if I had a rate between the two, 1688 wins. The second one is the pricing. With 1688, it is probably the best out of all the platforms. It has a very low MOQ, minimum order quantity, so a lot of factories don't need like 100 plus just to get an order. The samples can get expensive though if you do find factories that require a high MOQ. They are usually open to negotiation on the platform and also outside the platform, but please be careful with the scams. Pretty reasonable with the refund process, as some used to be on Alibaba but moved to 1688 because it is too expensive to maintain. Now with Pinduoduo, it is definitely cheaper than Taobao, but not always the cheapest, especially when compared to 1688. You will need to do the research to compare the pricing of the both. Also has a low MOQ, but does not get the best pricing unless you find somebody else to buy in or wait for the platform to find somebody to buy the product for you. It's usually not as negotiable as 1688. It also has a reasonable refund process. In this one, I'm still going to go with 1688 winning. Now let's go with payment. For 1688, they only accept local bank cards in China or Alipay TourPass as a loophole. No credit unless you are a company, and it's not open to any other payment providers. For Pinduoduo, they accept both WeChat Pay and Alipay, unlike 1688. You can, for the most part, pay with your international card if you've added it to your WeChat and you've done it properly. So for this one, Pinduoduo wins. Now, going into scams and protection. For 1688, yes, they exist, but they're easy to overcome and to actually tell. They have reasonable timelines to fight any scams, usually within a 7-day period, no questions asked. It's easy to prove if you are honest and you have photos. And with Pinduoduo, they also exist, but you can also overcome them. Try not to say that you're going to be shipping the products overseas because they may be more prone to scams. They have the same 7-day timeline to solve the issues. It can be complicated if you don't know what you are doing, but I teach it in multiple videos for both platforms. So for this section, I'm going to give both Pinduoduo and 1688 a tie. Now before hearing the verdict between the both, in my opinion, please like this video and share it with somebody that is contemplating between using 1688 or Pinduoduo. Now for the verdict, can we get a drum roll please? I will definitely go with 1688. Even though Pinduoduo is more flexible with payments, it's hard to compete with the pricing and the service once you know how it works. Plus, the no cart feature makes it unscalable and a complete turnoff. Yes, there's a loophole on how to have a cart feature if you look at this version of Pinduoduo, which is a wholesale version, but you need to access a VPN inside the Chinese network to actually be able to use it. So, in my opinion, 1688 wins, and it is more recommended, especially as you want to scale your business. You should definitely consider watching this video that goes through all the sourcing platforms in China that you can use for your e-commerce business. I'll catch you in the next one.